Hey, first of all, I hope you enjoyed the video on Tuesday, the day in the studio video. If you missed that, it's the last video I put up on this channel. Just sort of a day in the life, going into the studio, recording, editing. I thought it'd be a cool way to let you guys in on a little bit of the process that went into making this album, Stepping Stones. Also, Stepping Stones is out on Bandcamp. It came out on Bandcamp and is available for streaming and digital download there. So if you haven't already, check it out there. The link is in the description. I wanted to sort of just really quick touch base on a few things that are going to be happening with the channel and with my music and stuff over the next few weeks. I mentioned in my last songwriter video that the next performance video would be Trespasser, which it will be, but then I remembered that next week is Thanksgiving, and then the week after that is the CD release show for Stepping Stones. So that's been pushed back a little bit, but this Tuesday you can expect there will still be a video. The video will actually be an instrumental version of The Curtain. One day after editing and mixing, Andy bounced out the track for The Curtain and accidentally bounced it out with just the acoustic guitar and piano tracks, which wasn't very useful for listening back and taking notes for editing. But it actually, listening to the whole track with just those two instruments playing, no vocals or anything, I personally liked it, and I think you guys would enjoy it too. So on Tuesday I'll have a video up of that set to a bunch of the photos I took up in the Adirondacks for the liner notes and the album cover of Stepping Stones. So hopefully that'll be a nice little video to take you into Thanksgiving week. Like I said, the following week will be my CD release. I do have a video I could put up that's an alternate take of To Begin, so that might be up, but I also might be really busy with preparations for the CD release show that Wednesday, November 30th. So if there's not a video that week, the following week there will be a video, and that will be when the Trespasser performance video goes up, and the songwriter videos will resume that Thursday. So the Trespasser video, for the record, will be coming out December 6th, still on a Tuesday. Just one little quick thing about Trespasser that I wanted to get out there since it's going to be a little bit longer before that video comes out. Currently, Trespasser is featured in the intro music for a Twitch stream. There's a tabletop role-playing stream I've been following for a while called True Neutral Productions. I'll have links to their stuff down in the description. And they just started doing a horror survival themed RPG called Coagulate that I thought my song Trespasser would fit really well for. So they're currently featuring it in their intro music they play before the show. I got this shirt from that show. So it's an awesome show, very much focused on storytelling and role-playing. So if you're into RPGs and that sort of stuff, then definitely check it out. Now, a few announcements. Like I mentioned before, the CD release show for Stepping Stones will be November 30th. It's the Wednesday after Thanksgiving. So if you're in the central New York area and you're interested in seeing these songs performed live, I put a band together for the show, and we're playing a bunch of the music from the album, some stuff from other stuff I've worked on in the past. That show is going to be at Downtown Funkin' Waffles in Syracuse, and it starts at 8. Max Puglisi, a good friend of mine, and the runner of most of the music stuff that happens at Alto Cinco and Otro Cinco in Syracuse, including the Alto Cinco Open Jam. He's going to be opening for that show. He's a fantastic player. He sent me some of the music that he's going to play, and it just sounds phenomenal. I'm really excited for other people to hear it because it's just awesome. So he'll have an opening set, and then I'll get on stage with the band I've put together, and we're going to play stuff, and it should be a lot of fun. If you want to get a physical copy of the CD, that's probably the best way to do it. If you can't make it to that show, send me a message either here or on Facebook or an email or something, and we'll see if we can work something out. The other announcement I wanted to make is, for a long time I've been thinking about setting up a Patreon for this YouTube channel. For those who aren't familiar with Patreon, I like to think of it sort of as an ongoing, consistent tip jar. If you're doing something like what I'm doing, putting up YouTube videos or making songs or whatever, you can set up a Patreon so that people can become a patron of your work. They can set up a consistent donation that happens either by the month or by whenever you make content. Me personally, I'm going to be setting it up so that donations will be based on whenever I put up a video. Just because, well, I've been pretty consistent with these songwriter videos, and I've been really happy about that because of the way scheduling is with being a musician and stuff, and how hectic that can be sometimes. I feel like it's a more practical way to base it on the content that I actually generate, rather than setting up a monthly donation and potentially failing to reach a requirement of actually putting out content in a month. And the nice thing about Patreon is that if I am really prolific one month, you can actually, as a donator, set up a cap for how much you donate during the month. So if, for whatever reason, I put out a ton of videos in one month, you aren't suddenly down a ton of money. One of the big things that I've been trying to figure out is what sort of rewards I can offer to patrons on Patreon. All the content I'm putting out will obviously still be free. You won't have to become a patron to view my YouTube videos or something like that. But there are incentives that Patreon users will give for people to become a supporter or a higher level supporter. One of the things I can do is put out MP3s of the performance videos that I've been putting up. I have ideas in the future for doing streaming of some sort. I would love to do like a monthly or bi-weekly even stream of just doing like an acoustic show from my basement or something, for not just for anyone who wants to see it, but also possibly for, exclusively for Patreon supporters. One of the other things I considered offering is song suggestions for the songwriter videos. The idea behind the songwriter video series has been that right now it's about the songs that I've written, but in the future it could also be about songs that I'll cover on acoustic guitar or piano, and then talk about my own relationship with the song, or the different things I've read and heard from interviews with the songwriters, that sort of thing. So if that's something that you're interested in, becoming a supporter on Patreon would be an awesome way to help support that. And again, like I said, you could, one of the incentives I've considered offering is allowing supporters to suggest songs to use for the songwriter video series. I'm still fairly new to the inner workings of Patreon, so if you have any suggestions whatsoever in that regard, I'm all ears. Any advice is greatly appreciated. So that, I believe, is all I have to say right now. Hope you guys enjoy the instrumental version of The Curtain coming out on Tuesday. For those who are celebrating Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving. For those who aren't, have a great weekend. And for everyone, stay safe, keep the faith, and I will see you in a few weeks. Thanks for watching.
Feel my heart beating slower, like it's only pumping blood. Sludge my way through the current on a cold November day.